What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is November the 14th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is focusing on today. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data, don't really have all that much. We have a couple of Fed speakers, but still not going to get PPI and retail sales. So it's unfortunately a lot of that fear from yesterday is rolling over into today. So currently Dow is down 0.53, S&P down 0.85, NASDAQ down 1.25%. So not the best. So you do have a lot of research firms coming out saying that this AI boom is showing very familiar signs to a bubble. And so I think a lot of people have been saying this for a while, and I've seen some arguments on either side, which both logically make sense. The only reason why we've sustained these levels for so high is because a lot of retail investors have been constantly pumping in more and more money. So retail, of course, is to blame as per a lot of research firms. But yesterday, the market really did freak out because of this. So even though the shutdown did come to an end, I guess the repercussions of that, it looks like the shutdown did cost roughly around 60,000 jobs, $92 billion, and the GDP, Q4 GDP, most likely is going to get hit by 1.5%. And this isn't good. Then again, I think generally this was known information. It's just that's what the market doesn't like to focus on, is negatives at the time. So in general, a lot of that fear is rolling over into today. Currently, the fear and greed index is under the extreme fear category, so meaning people's appetite for risk is not on the table, and that's very resemblant based on a lot of the stocks that I am going to be talking on. Getting right to it, SoFi is down 4.26%, so it's losing a lot of momentum. Shorts aren't doing anything during the pre-market. 9.18% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 108.7 million shares overall being shorted. So I feel like a lot of people, even from what I can see on a lot of the comments, even though SoFi has done phenomenal in 2025, I think that a lot of people will be starting to think about profit taking now. Nothing wrong with that as long as people ultimately make money at the end of the day, but I think that is going to cause a lot of extra volatility with SoFi over the next couple of trading days. So we'll kind of have to wait and see how that does play out. Right now with that 27.18, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 26.25 is going to be a strong support. 28.37 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. Moving on, NIO, no substantial news coming out associated to it today. It's just largely getting dragged down with the broader market. So down 4.09%. A lot of people are starting to speculate on their upcoming earnings, which is on the 25th, and this is the current estimates. So negative 22 cents for the earnings per share, 3.1 billion for the revenue over the last 90 days, 3 positive and 1 negative revisions to the earnings per share. Closer to the time frame, I'll do a little bit more of a deeper dive into NIO and some expectations and whatever else. 11.24% of the free floats being shorted. Shorts have actually started to kind of get more and more active. Even yesterday, they did increase about 1.5 million. If you're curious on what certain stocks did at the end of the day, pop over to my Patreon. I actually do post it for completely free, so you can join as a free member and just look at that. I post all of that at the roughly around 8-9 p.m. But yeah, shorts did increase about 1.5 million. So shorts are going to be fairly active today. On a side note, with it at 604, trading between this S2 and this S3. So 611 is going to be that key point you really want to watch for NIO to get above. If not, you're going to see more of a pullback to 544. And as what I mentioned in my video yesterday, a dedicated NIO video, Elliott Wave Technicals is projecting for it to hit about 520 to 550. So something to keep in mind. Moving on, Opendoor. And so this is down 9.8%. One common thing that you are seeing so far during the pre-market is a lot of speculative plays are getting hit. So kind of falls under this category right here, that it's just the multiples and more boom, like a kind of bubble type of mentality. So a lot of speculative names are getting hit. So like I said, Opendoor is down about now 10.6%. 22.3% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 160 million shares overall being shorted. Right now with it at 765, trading between this pivot and this S1, so 657 is going to be a strong support. I don't see that being really touched today, but 790 is going to be the next strong target. And similarly, you might see a little bit of a pop to that level, but I don't see it breaking above that in my opinion. But again, if you believe in these stocks, bigger picture, then take advantage, buy the dip, do what you need to do. Ticker BITF. So yesterday it went down 17.98%, continuing that fear today. And I think just a lot of crypto related stocks are just getting absolutely massacred. And so I think, again, I know I've brought this up in the past, and very unpopular opinion, but anyone saying that cryptocurrency is a kind of flight to safety and that's a safety asset, I think times like this definitely proves otherwise. But nonetheless, this stock is getting a lot of attention, but based on the price action, it looks like a lot of institutions are selling. 16.9% of the free float is being shorted, works to be 88 million shares. Shorts quadrupled down, so it went from about 10% short interest on November the 5th to where it is now. So anticipate shorts to be fairly active. Right now with that 225, trading between this S1 and this S2, so 209 and then 299 is going to be the next strong support and resistance points. And then last but not least, ticker IREN. So this one, again, is more linked to just speculative plays going down. So it is down 9.04%. And honestly, I've never really liked this stock, and I've seen a lot of people post comments wanting me to do a video on and constant videos on them. But yeah, I think that this is just a overhyped play, a lot of which is linked to that Eric Jackson. I'm not a fan of him whatsoever. So anything he touches, I think is just overhyped and overdone, which of course I'm bringing up two of them because institutions are selling them. So ticker IREN and Open are both linked to him. But no news on a side note linked to any of these stocks. So no news, no SEC filings or anything. 23.4% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 59.5 million shares overall being shorted. So shorts have started to really double down. So October, roughly, the short interest was 5.8%. And so yeah, they've really doubled down. It's not to the same magnitude it was back in June when short interest was about 70 something percent, which is rather crazy. But right now with that 43.98, it is trading between this S1 and this S2. So 41.90 and then 48.80 is going to be the next strong support and resistance points. I don't really see this S1 being hit today. In some cases, you might see a little bit of a recovery. Let's say if the stock has a good catalyst coming up or whatever else, but I think today is going to be more of a continued fear from yesterday. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Is there any other stocks that you are buying, or are you liquidating today? What's your kind of general thoughts on all that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. I put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.